Naruto. I've already watched this. I'm hyped. I've been waiting a while for you to watch this. I started watching Naruto when it was on Toonami, Cartoon Network, good old days, mid-2000s, you know. People like me that grew up with it. Good times. You, on the other hand, you wasn't about it.
I wasn't about it.
I feel like you watched it for a little bit, and Isaac says he has memories of like you watching it with us for a little bit, but
I feel like I do remember some stuff, but
I mean, essentially what happened is my mom was not rocking with it, and it essentially like got banned, so we weren't allowed to watch it. We watched it anyway. Like we went out of our way to watch it on the low, on the Wii. Oh god, terrible times having to stream anime on a Wii.
Did you have to like?
Yeah, like
you'd have to hold the remote and like click each thing and type it in.
Yes, each letter you would have to go. I'm pretty sure you can attach a keyboard to a Wii. I was not that advanced in that day and age. Like I didn't think to do that. I've gone through a period of loving this show, loving it a little less, hating it at one point. I want to say somewhere after 2010, maybe 2012, 13, 14, somewhere around there. And after it ended, after the manga ended, I kind of felt indifferent. But after the anime ended and I got to just see some of that stuff again, I don't know, like I have like a newborn love for the show again. And every time I think of the show now, it's just very fond memories. Some things in the show just aren't very great story-wise, character-wise, writing-wise. She's not very much into... She's wearing a Yu Yu Hakusho shirt right now. She does not watch Yu Yu Hakusho.
Oh, yeah.
That's actually my giant shirt. I came
up here and I saw a colorful shirt on the floor and I picked it up and smelled it and it smelled fresh.
I do wear clean clothes, just so you know. Like, it is fresh. I do wear clean clothes. You heard it here. That's actually my favorite show. We're definitely going to eventually watch that. But, yeah, she's not into very much, like, the anime circles in terms of social media and such. So she's probably doesn't know much about the elitist circles, normie, this, that, those kind of things.
Circle?
Not circle, but just the kinds of groups of people that come together and talk online about things like anime, which I used to be very active in. I had my time of being a bit of an elitist, which essentially is just looking down on regular shows typically. Like being like Naruto is such a normie garbage show. Like I've probably said those exact words at some point in my life.
But, so it's like a pretentious...
Yeah, very pretentious, very much that. That's around the time that I didn't like Naruto a lot. And there's reasons. There are some good reasons to, I guess, not like it, or there just are some things that just aren't good about it. But overall, like, I love this show. Just try to name some characters.
Naruto. No, I'm kidding.
There are a bunch of clones, so you could say the Shadow Clone Jutsu.
And then I know he has like 9 tails. He's like 9-tailed fox.
Yeah, you weren't rocking with that.
Sasuke, Sakura.
Yeah, Sakura.
Neji, Gaara.
Yeah.
Like, who has the peanut of sand on his back.
Yeah.
The dog with the puppet guy. The guy who's like a snake with really long hair. I used to play as him in the game. I don't know why. The
game she's referring to is Clash of Ninja, my favorite Naruto game. Yes, Clash of Ninja 2 specifically. Fire. I like that.
What's that girl's name? With like the white eyes. It begins with an H, right?
It's Hinata.
Hinata.
Yeah. So you remember a good amount of characters.
And she has a brother, right? Like
her brother is Neji.
Well, that's Neji. Oh, that's Neji.
Yeah, that guy. You probably remember him.
Oh, okay.
So you remember a good amount of characters. Like, she definitely saw the show on TV around the time the Chunin exams were around, which is around the time I got banned from watching it, when the second Chunin exams were happening. So.
Oh, is that? I think I know what you're talking about. Maybe that's when I was watching it. I remember watching some kind of tournament thing with you guys.
Yes.
Oh, Rock Lee, of course, and his mentor's Guy.
Yep.
Okay.
Well, you remember a lot. Yeah. So, she's not completely unfamiliar with the show. Most people aren't, but she doesn't remember anything of the story.
I feel like at one point I might have saw like first episode or something.
Right.
But
well,
today I don't know anything about the actual
will
story.
See the first episode. And I am going to start in sub because, in particular, the first episode I've watched in both dub and sub multiple times, and the sub for the first episode I really like, specifically like Iruka and Sub. I don't know. I just really like how his voice sounds, especially in one particular moment I'm not going to talk about. But yeah, we're going to go, probably the second episode or something like that, we'll go dub, which is English. Most people who have watched Naruto and enjoy it have probably watched the dub in the first part and then the sub in the second part. Because what happened is when Shippuden came when he's older, you already know that when the second series came, it took a while for us to get English, translations. Or not translations, but English, voiceovers. So yeah. Most people eventually just had to start watching it in Japanese and grew to like it, which is very much, when we watch Shippuden, we're watching that in Japanese. Okay. I don't mind watching the first part of Naruto in English. The English isn't that bad. It's quite fitting, I think, for the first part of the series. For the second part, I don't want to hear it. So we'll probably mostly watch this in English. I just really like the first episode in Japanese. Here we go. In Japanese, episode 1. You sounded like Fox for a second. I
always think of that. That's him as a baby?
Yes.
Why is he such a large baby with these long legs?
Okay, relax. Okay, I don't know.
That's like the size of like a toddler.
He grew fast.
So he's the one who's defiling the stuff.
It's very much him. So this is the third Hokage. So this is Iruka. This is my guy.
Oh, I know that guy, sort of.
Yeah, you probably recognize him. So he's been held back a bit.
So he's dumb. No, I'm kidding.
She's very much
Sakura.
Yeah, you already know the deal. She's very much into Sasuke.
Do you have to transform into that guy?
Well, that's just what they're doing in their class. They can transform into other people if they wish. I'm actually thinking of the Ninja Bridge, abridged version of this is hilarious, but that's what that reminds me of. For this test, I suppose. I don't know the exact rules. I'm not in the class. I mean,
why aren't you in the class? Okay, this I remember something like that. Yo, his freaking nose.
Yeah, tissue.
Okay,
it's quite a long scene, right? I mean, the swing set does have some importance, but. He loves ramen. The music
he likes to
eat. Yeah, like most anime protagonists.
Yeah, like there are a lot of anime. There's like that one person who loves to eat.
Especially in shonen, in this kind of anime, yeah.
Look at his freaking face.
Yeah. I like that part in English too, I gotta say. The music is fire. I rock with this music. Rip. 3 or more. He created a half of a clone.
Like, what is that?
So these are the graduates.
Why am I dumb? No, I'm kidding.
Why am I dumb? Disrespectful. That is the Hokage. Yeah, you're fired. It very much seems like that. Like those drums. Like anytime they say something mildly interesting, it's like, oh.
Get down the bongos.
Yeah. You probably heard him say too when Iruka, I don't remember what Iruka said, but Naruto responded when he was cleaning the statue, like, it doesn't matter, nobody's home anyway.
Yeah.
He lives by himself. He doesn't have his parents. And that conversation he had with the Hokage was essentially saying, like, you
guys are
a bit of the same. Yeah, you can relate to him. This is like a big threat, I guess. Quick on the feet. See, like the architecture is very much like modern and not at the same time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so that dude's like low key, like.
Oh, so he set him up.
Yeah, he set him up. Like a bum.
I thought he was a good guy.
Well,
usually I can see that kind of thing.
Yikes.
Dead.
I mean, a little dark for like a kid's show, you know, like.
Gasp.
Yeah.
Just kidding, I already knew that.
Yeah, I figured you knew somehow, like something along the lines of that. Rude. Trying to kill a child. Rude. Ugh. This song is legendary. Oh my gosh. So the demon fox had killed his parents like back when it. And it's also kind of implied that they killed Naruto's parents as well.
They?
Oh, not they. It killed Naruto's parents as well. Sorry. Jeez. Can you imagine? Like, I step on a thumbtack and I'm like, oh no! There's definitely parts of this episode I prefer in English though. Like the more tense moments. Mizuki's voice is actually pretty cool in English too. This looks like a rabbit or something, or a squirrel. Oh. What's happening?
Wait, Wait, what?
Transformation jutsu.
Oh, okay.
Got him. So he transformed as Iruka looking for Naruto. And Iruka transformed into Naruto, acting like he was Naruto.
Oh, so he would chase after him.
Yeah. The drums. I'll probably be crying too. I'll be like,
yeah. It's just, I don't know.
No, how fast you'd have to spin that for it to look like that.
I don't know, pretty fast.
Pretty freaking fast. Hey!
What do you think, you're One Punch Man?
Could create half a clone before. And now look.
Look what you have done.
I mean, he did do it. He did give him the scroll.
Yeah. Thought you were slick, but it backfired.
So what Iruka's saying is there's actually a difference. Like, there, you can create clones that are more or less just images.
Okay, like, so in other shows where it's like an after image.
Yeah.
But these are actually,
he is like, physical clones.
He's multiplied.
Which is insanely difficult. Advanced ninjutsu. Iruka, someone like a teacher would even have trouble doing something like that. And to this volume, this is hundreds of clones. Like, that's insane, you know. For someone who could make a clone that wasn't even functioning, you know. Like, it's crazy. Freaking Tom and Jerry noises, like, so old, like that. Bro, he got jumped by one person technically. Like.
Bro, it's daylight. Like, he beat him all night.
He beat him up all night.
He's gonna give him the headband, I'm guessing.
That's a decent guess.
See, he's not wearing it.
Wow, very observant. Right? I would be like, yeah, that would be crazy. Because he failed multiple years in a row. Like,
he's gonna cry. Take me to the hospital.
Please. Yeah, take me to the hospital. The road indeed does get more difficult. So boom, that's more or less it.
Very eventful.
Yeah, so a lot kind of happened in that first episode. I'm gonna let the music play because I actually do really like this.
I think I like it. I only heard like a moment of it. But never mind. No, I'm kidding.
But I mean, yeah. So like, I guess quite a bit did happen on that. There were some things I wanted to mention, but I was trying to hold them, and I feel like I forgot some of them. One thing was definitely like the difference between Japanese and English, for instance. That particular moment when Iruka was like, I was very much like you when I was a kid, and I'm sorry that like I didn't acknowledge it before, and that I didn't show enough care towards you. Like, he felt a lot of regret and sorrow in that moment. Ironically, the song that plays at that time is called Sadness and Sorrow.
Oh.
Yeah, that's a pretty like a legendary song. That's another thing I noticed, which I didn't think about before, is coming from the perspective of someone who's watched this show. There are a lot of like kind of legendary songs in this first episode. Like, they really, I didn't really realize that they had all of these good songs like since the beginning. Like they used these songs a lot. You'll hear those songs they played a lot. The drums, the flute, like those are pretty like well-known songs amongst the community. So like it is interesting that they had those really good songs already established since the beginning. What I was saying at one point was the more intense, like when people are yelling or saying something more serious moments, I kind of did like in English a bit more. Like when Mizuki was talking about the fox and Iruka was saying like, no, don't say it, stop it. Like it seemed a lot more of a bigger deal in English. I could show
you can actually like
maybe it's just just because I know English, but
yeah.
I think it's just the way the English actor, like, he was, like, screaming. Like, he didn't seem like he was yelling as much in this one. So it came across as a little less, like, intense. And even just the way Mizuki talked in English was, like, I remember one line in particular, he was like, even your beloved sensei hates your guts. And, like, just the way he said it, he was like, even your beloved sensei hates your guts. Just, like, the way, like, he sounded very much like, you little punk. I don't know, like, it was fitting.
Didn't you think it was strange how they treated you? Like dirt. Like they hated you for just being alive. That's why you will never be accepted in this village. Even your beloved sensei hates your guts!
So a lot of the parts, I guess, in English were more fitting. But I chose Japanese specifically for the part when he gets hit in the back and he's crying. Just because I don't know, that's like, I definitely prefer that moment in Japanese because his voice sounds like broken a bit, and it's one because he's emotional, two because he has a giant shuriken in his back. Like I said, I step on a thumbtack and I'm like this is terrible. I couldn't imagine like getting hit with knives.
You die.
Yeah, you would die.
You ain't gonna be talking to give me sass, or you're gonna be like, do something right now.
Yeah, please help me, child. Someone. So what do you think? There's only one episode, but
no, it was interesting. I'm not very reactive. But
that's fair. It's not.
I think about it, but I'm not very reactive. But I do want to watch more. So
yeah, I mean, it is only one episode. It's not like there's a terrible amount to say, but I don't know. Did you feel any sort of like nostalgia in a sense? Not like nostalgia, like wow, I used to love this show, but like I remember this being on when I was younger.
Because of nostalgia.
Oh yeah, I have a book right there that's literally called Nostalgia. That's funny.
I mean, I remember him being as a nine-tailed fox, and I didn't know that he killed the guy's parents, but I'm not surprised. It's kind of like a predictable thing.
Right.
It seems like.
Well, it wasn't him.
What's the word? Well, you know, him as the demon fox.
Right.
But it just seems like something you would expect in an anime.
Cliche. Is that what the kind of word?
Predictable, maybe.
Predictable.
I mean, it's not a bad thing, and it's interesting. It's just like
it does fit it.
It's like Goku crushing his grandpa Gohan to death. Like,
dude, that sucks.
Not knowing it for a long time.
Right. Yeah, it is very similar to that.
I mean, this is different though because everyone knows it.
Yeah, like remember when he was sitting on the swing. And the two girls were talking, and they're like, yeah, and there's like, and remember that, and they're like, oh, you can't talk about that. They were referring to like how the demon fox. I don't think a lot of his peers know it because they're the same age. So since nobody talks about it, they were growing up not knowing it. But essentially, anyone who was not anyone older than him, pretty much like would probably know. Anyone who was at least like 5 or 6 around the time that the demon attacked, which was 12 years ago. He's 12 years old. Would probably know. So. I mean,
I think that's what makes it more interesting because, you know, I related it to like the Dragon Ball thing,
right?
But other people didn't really know that until like some little hints,
and it didn't really affect his life.
Yeah, exactly.
Like it affects Naruto's daily life because he's seen as a monster by some. Even Mizuki himself is referring to him as the demon. He says, "Show me what you can do, demon." He doesn't say, "Show me what you can do, Naruto." Yeah, you know, he doesn't. He sees him as the demon. He doesn't feel like insane things happened, but like you did learn a pretty crazy amount.
You don't expect it to dive like in like that on the first episode.
Yeah, that's episode 1. Pretty good start.